A big part of St. Patrick's Day is the food and the fun, but today we're going to keep it light with some healthy recipes. Joining me now with a medley of healthy recipes are Dr. Ellen Bass and Sophia Khan, who are cooking enthusiasts and the co-authors of Student Go Gourmet, Simple Gourmet for Every Day. Ladies, thanks so much for being here.
Thanks for having us.
You look so festive. This is fun.
Gearing up for St. Patty's.
Before we start chatting about St. Patrick's Day, tell me about the idea behind the cookbook.
Well, it started about 7 years ago now, believe it or not. Senior year of college, I was cooking a lot of mac and cheese out of the box, which is fine, but after a while you say, okay, no more. My aunt's a gourmet cook. She started sending recipes over for me to make with friends, and I said, hey, there's got to be a way for students to go gourmet on a budget, time constraints, so we made the cookbook together.
There you go. All right, and we're going to concentrate on really a full meal today.
Yes.
And we're going to start off with a soup. Correct?
Yes, we are. We're going to start off with the watercress soup, but I just wanted to tell you, Teresa, and all of the viewers, just to remind everyone a little bit about St. Patrick very quickly.
Yes, please.
He was born around 400 AD, and he was actually born to a Roman family in Britain.
Okay.
An aristocratic family, and was out playing actually with his servants as a teenager, and was kidnapped by Irish pirates, brought to Ireland, and he was a slave there for 6 years, and he was a shepherd. And an angel came to speak to him, and said it's time to escape. He went back to Britain, found his family, which is wonderful, became a bishop. He studied religion, became a bishop, and then had another calling from an angel that said, come back to Ireland. And he went back to Ireland and spent the rest of his life there as a missionary and building churches all over Ireland. And he's probably one of the greatest missionaries, Christian missionaries of all time.
And lobster was his favorite food, actually.
And lobster was his favorite food, and we snuck that in somewhere in here.
I love that. Well, thank you for the history there. That's very interesting.
So watercress actually has been around from ancient times. Actually, Hippocrates, 400 BC, built his first hospital near a river, because that's where watercress grows. This is what watercress looks like. And you can buy it either in bunches or in bags. And it's packed with vitamins, actually packed with vitamins, and especially vitamin C, which is, I think, why they used it in ancient times for medicinal purposes. This is so easy. This is watercress. It's potatoes, of course.
Sure.
And some stock and some milk. And in the blender, first we cook it in our pot. And then put it in the blender. And it's all done here. We've got it ready for you. And look how beautiful and green that is. And then we top it with a little bit of some blue cheese, which is also an Irish cheese.
Do you serve it cold or hot?
It's delicious. Either way.
Yes,
I like it both ways.
Lovely.
It's actually great for breakfast, too.
Yeah, it is.
Packed and just superfood. The watercress is a superfood. So we've got a beautiful soup there, which is Sophie's going to tell us about her Toasties, which goes nicely with the soup.
They go hand in hand,
right?
Exactly.
Yeah. And another great staple of Irish cheesery is actually cheddar cheese.
Sure.
So the Toasties and the soup are a nice pairing. You can have the Toasties on their own as well, like at breakfast time. Basically, it's just cheese and there's an egg, and here's the mix. And you pre-toast some nice dark whole grain bread, which is really great for you. And then you put some fig jam over it, and we use fig jam in the book all over the place.
I think you had it here last time too, right?
Yes, we sneak it in whenever we can. Figs are great. They have antioxidants and vitamin C. So after these are toasted, you just put a little jam over. You get this mix of whole grain, you know, the grainy Dijon mustard, and some shallots, which is something we added to it. The mustard is pretty traditionally Irish, and an egg. And an egg is a complete protein. So you have sort of like a full meal right there if you want. You can have one slice, you can have a few, and it's great. You put it in the oven at 400. And then just throw it in.
Easy.
And wait for it to brown, whatever. Yeah.
So
that's the first course. Auntie's going to tell you about the main course.
So this is our main course, and we start with our traditional brown soda bread, which is so easy to make, and it's a non-yeast bread, and it's made with soda, baking soda, and you need one bowl. You mix together whole wheat and buttermilk and baking soda, and that's the traditional Irish recipe. But we've sort of added some SGG flair to it, and we've added some flaxseed, and we've added some oatmeal, so we've made it even healthier. Flaxseed is going to be one of those new superfoods you're going to hear a lot about. It's very high in plant omega-3s, good for heart and brain. And very easy, 45 minutes in the oven, and you're done. You have bread.
And the oats
it's really moist. It's wonderful.
No, that's fantastic.
No, mix it in and then right into the oven. And this looks like a shepherd's pie, but it's actually not. This is a seafood pie. This is where we've hidden our St. Patrick's favorite food, the lobster. So we've got lobster, salmon, and scallops, which are all from Ireland. Yes, a lot of Irish
a crust
seafood.
with it, or is it more
now
like
this is also this is the traditional. It's potatoes. So it's got the potato crust.
Fantastic.
And also very, very easy to make.
If you want to throw some kale in there for a nice little green power punch, you can do that too. saute it up.
Sounds good. Let's move on to
And
dessert.
To finish, yes, we have an adult version and a family-friendly version. The adult version, of course, has Bailey's Irish cream in it, and these are truffles. And truffles are some of my favorite things to make because they're like a blank canvas recipe.
Sure.
And all you do is you take a pot, you get a little bit of cream and some dark chocolate. 70% cacao is actually really good for you.
Okay.
Rich in antioxidants
Oh, so there are
as well.
health benefits to this.
Exactly, I know, and it's very light. So we've got Bailey's Irish cream and whiskey, dark chocolate in this one. And this one has blackberry jam and mint, fresh
great.
mint. So like I said, it's a blank canvas. If you want to put ginger and honey in them, or you want to put raspberry and chili powder, you can really just go all over the place and go crazy, be creative, and tell your family that you made homemade truffles, handmade truffles for them.
I love the sound of that. Well, we're going to dig into all of these at the end of the show. Ladies, thanks so much for being here. We can
Thank
find
you
the
for having
cookbook
us.
where?
StudentsGoGourmet.com. There will be a link to all the stores you can buy it at.
Great, and we're going to have the recipes on our website, WTNH.com, and I know everyone's getting hungry already in the studio. All right, coming up next, on Stage 8, the Mighty Plowboys perform When Style Returns. Stick around.
The money he was counting, I first produced my pistol. I then